Frank, you're back from the WBO convention. How did it go for you out there in Puerto Rico?
Yeah, it was good. I mean, I'm a big supporter of the WBO. For me, they're the premier organisation. They've been, over the years, have supported a lot of British boxers, enabled them to fight for their titles, win their titles, and thus make a great deal of money, which is what it's all about for professional boxers. And as I say, they're great supporters of British boxing. And for us, we had quite a good convention. We came out there with getting some of our fighters involved in some good fights. So I'm quite pleased with the outcome.
How did people like Tete get on there?
Well, he's got a final eliminator for their world title, so we're working on that at the moment. We pushed Paul Butler up the rankings, and I want Paul to get into a situation where he's fighting for a world title very, very soon. I mean, he had a really good win over the weekend. It was a fine boxing display, and he's teamed up now with Joe Gallagher, and I think Joe needs a couple more fights with him, and then hopefully we'll put him in a position where he can move forward.
And I understand Jamie Conlan, did he get an eliminator or a world title shot?
He has an eliminator for a world title. Jamie's never in a boring fight. He's fighting on the 6th of November in Dublin. He's got to win that. It's a very important fight for him. If he wins that, he's in a final eliminator for a world title.
And how did it go with people like Liam Williams and Liam Smith out there?
Liam Williams, as we know, is fighting on the 26th of November, having sustained an injury. It's rescheduled for the 26th of November in Cardiff. He's got to come through that fight okay. If he comes through that fight okay, he'll be knocking on the door for a world title fight.
Did Liam Smith remain in the rankings?
Liam's in the rankings. Liam needs to get a win, and I'm hoping he's going to be out sometime before the end of the year. And if we get him out, we can then start moving him back to where he should be. I mean, he is a great fighter, and he's for me, I'm a believer in Liam. I think he had a tough fight to have, to go to another guy's backyard and finding somebody like Canelo, who's one of the best fighters in the world. He went out on his shield. He didn't go there to lay down, and he'll be back. I'll make sure that he's back. I'm behind Liam Smith. I'm behind him. I think he's an exceptional young fighter.
And Billy Joe Saunders got two mandatories. So one of them could be Canelo.
Well, he's been inactive for a year, so that's what happens. Unfortunately, he's been active for various reasons, and the WBO, under their regulations, have pushed forward for a mandatory. And we're working on a couple of things. He'll be fighting on the 26th of November in Cardiff. That's a great show now in Cardiff. Got two world title fights on there, plus Liam Williams and Uncle Tom Cobley and all. They're all on there. It's a fantastic show. He comes through that. He then will be in a very, very significant fight.
And what's your take on the heavyweight situation as it is tonight?
Well, it depends from what angle you're looking at. The WBA, I don't know what's going on there, and as of right now, I don't know what they're saying as a position. I don't see how you can put Klitschko, I know he's ranked number 2, but why he should get some preference over everybody else. He hasn't fought for over 12 months, and he was comprehensively beaten by Tyson Fury. It wasn't like a split decision. It was in his own town. He got beaten. And Anthony Joshua is an IBF champion. He's not ranked by it, obviously, as he's a champion by the WBA. So I don't know where we go with that. It's such a mess. You had a Vlad Shirinov won a purse bid for Ortiz against Ustinov. Ortiz then would not go to fight in Russia because he insisted on drug tests, which has got nothing to do with a purse bid. So he then pulled out the fight. So he shouldn't be in the reckoning. David Hayes should be there. He's up there. He's ranked. For me, David Hayes should be fighting for one of those titles.
Do you think David Hayes can regain a version of the world heavyweight title?
I think eventually he will. I mean, for me, David Hayes is the biggest name out there of all of them. He is the biggest name there, and why shouldn't he? He's had 2 fights, 2 wins. He's ranked. I think they got him ranked at number 4. So why should anybody jump above him? I don't get this Klitschko thing. I don't get that. 12 months out of the ring, and got well beaten. It's not really a debatable decision. So why is he even there? He needs to win a fight and fight for the fight to then get into the position to fight for the title again.
And the
only reason he's in there is because of the rematch clause that there's done with Tyson Fury. If they don't do that rematch clause, he's out of it. It's crazy stuff. And the fallout of Tyson Fury, who unfortunately has got all these problems, that fallout has caused all this disarray, and it's a great shame.
And is there any update on Tyson Fury?
I'll find out. The WBO, I should say, to their credit, put him in a position where if he's found physically, mentally fit the box and he has a title, then they will ensure that he's in the mandatory position within the next 12 months to fight whoever is the world champion.
For the WBO.
And you've got David Hay in there, by the way, who he fights the winner of Lucas Brown Ruiz, and the winner has to defend against him within 120 days. So it's all quick, it's all up in the air.